Hi, this is Lori.
And I'm Peter.
And we're with Heroes Character Rental Service doing our year-end movie reviews.
Yes.
Wrapping it up for the year. What did you like? What didn't you like? We're going to talk about it this year.
Yes.
For 2018. So, So what are we going with your favorites first, or?
Yeah, we'll do the favorites.
We'll do your favorites. So what's tops of your list in 2018? Now, we've only started doing movie reviews since maybe the late summer, doing these videos. So you've seen a lot more movies than I have this year. But we're going to try to, pitch some out that maybe we haven't seen together and reviewed as well, but also go through some of the ones that we do have on our YouTube channel that you can catch up on.
Right. So now, I'm not going to say what my best film was.
Okay.
But one of the films that I'll save that for later.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll review our top one later.
Yeah, but
okay.
One of the movies that I definitely would say definitely go see if it comes out on video or DVD or whatever, Netflix, definitely see it. And that's the remake of A Star is Born.
Okay, your Star is Born is on your top list. One of your tops this week.
Yeah.
And it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie. I don't have it on my top group, but it's close. It's edging in there because it was so well made and so well acted. I don't know why I have certain issue with it. I think just because a lot of people, the criticism is like the second half of the movie is not as strong as the first half, and maybe that's what I'm going out for too. But it's definitely worth seeing this year.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with that, but I only agree with it because there was so much that had to put them together, and that had to. There was so much story to tell, to whereas after the, we'll say the first act, the second act had to be kind of. They had to. Now that you know everything.
Yeah. Now that we've gotten them together, kind of thing. Let me see something here. Then we have to build the story. We have to create the story after like the initial getting them.
Yeah,
getting them in a relationship kind of thing.
Right, because they created the story. They said, here's how they got together. Here's what happened.
Here's how they met. And that build up. Then all that was really great. So we have to. Where do we go from here, basically?
Right, and then everything after that was, it wasn't the nice, loving, spectacular part, but it was here's the mundane thing that leads to this problem.
Here's the arc of their love story,
right?
And whether it's interesting for you or not, that's basically what happens. Well, I'm going to go with my, on my list, my top list, was Widows, and I'm really sorry this movie didn't do better in the movie theaters because I thought it was just a really well made movie and really well acted and a great storyline. And so but people didn't seem to want to go see. Like I said, it was a grown-up movie when we did our review.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, you nailed that one. Widows, you had to put on your adult pants. You had to put on your big boy pants, and go see this movie.
To engage with it, and you got to sit there. I mean, if you're expecting Viola Davis to do what she does on TV, well, she kind of does, but. I think it's for a heist, a story about a heist. It doesn't do the typical kind of heist movie. It takes it more serious than that, and I think that's what probably may have thrown some people off.
Right. And so, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it or look at it as it comes to you. It is a really good movie. I really liked it, and I think, like you said, it's. It is billed as a heist movie, but it becomes a lot more than that.
Yeah, intriguing drama than that.
It does become a lot more than that.
Well, we got a lot to cover, so let's move along. Which one do you want to? So we're not going to reveal our top. Well, we can keep on going. What's next for you?
Oh, I liked Robin Hood.
Yeah, I didn't see Robin Hood.
I really liked Robin Hood.
Which is a kind of a surprise movie. I don't know if it had great reviews. And I'm not sure if it was doing all that well in the box office, but you saw it a few times. And
Yes.
a lot of people, a lot of friends we know, like on Facebook, posted that they really enjoyed the movie, that I wanted to go see it, but I just didn't get a chance to go out and get to it.
Yeah, well, just to quickly go over this, is Robin Hood. You know the movie. You've heard the story and everything. They tell it just a little bit different because what they didn't just say, okay, now here's Robin Hood, and then here's kind of how he met everybody, and then they went on to it. What they actually did was instead of introducing all the characters, they weaved all the characters into it, and it was marvelous. It was really, really good. And by the end of the movie, now you know, okay, we vanquished this. Now we're going to start the story of Robin Hood and the Merry Man.
Okay, the further adventures.
Yes.
So, okay, so it's very much just an introductory one.
Right.
So is this your most underrated movie of the year, you think?
I would say so. It was. I really liked that movie. You know.
Okay, so I'm going to move along. My next top movie is BlackkKlansman, the Spike Lee movie from this year, which I just saw again this week. We did pay-per-view with my parents, and it was great because afterward we had a really interesting discussion about race and some of their experience growing up in Louisiana back when they did, and how you didn't question things. You didn't question your place back then. So it was a really, seeing it again, you're realizing how good a movie it is.
Yeah, because like I said, when I first saw BlackkKlansman, it yanked me back into the 70s, and that wasn't a good thing for me.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of calm myself and then relax and watch the movie. But I really enjoyed the movie. I thought BlackkKlansman was an A1 movie to watch, and like I suggested back then, you should take some time to take your kids out to dinner afterwards or someplace and sit down and discuss it, because it was that good of a movie.
And a lot of the issues that the movie talks about are very relevant today in our world today. So let's go on. You want to bring up another one? What do you want to pull off of your list that you want to?
Green Book.
Green Book. Okay, let's do Green Book. Yeah. So I had some mixed feelings about Green Book when we first saw it, but I just took my parents to see it on Christmas Day, and it was the perfect Christmas Day movie, I have to tell you. They loved it. They really enjoyed it, and one of the things I loved about it is my Christmas gift. It's really hard to find my parents to find a movie they'll both want to watch, and this one was it, and they both enjoyed it.
Well, that's good. That's really good. Because Green Book, one of the things that you said about it, I didn't notice it until you had told me about it, and that's in the movie. You probably only hear, or even they only pull out the book maybe three times. Total.
There's just about three times it comes out. Yeah.
But here the movie is named Green Book.
Yeah.
So I kind of
thought it would be weaved through the movie a little better, but seeing it a second time and knowing that wasn't going to be the focus, I was able to focus on the two main characters, and they're really good story. And actually, somebody commented on our review of Green Book and kind of, made me see the movie in a different perspective, how to view it in a perspective that I really appreciate. I should have got the person's name, but I want to thank you for that because, it made me view the movie in a different way. And I thought, it is I think it's a great movie for everyone to go see. Another one important for everyone to go see.
No, it really is. It's set in the 60s and what happens. And you start to see how the places that these two people are in and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah. I liked the story arc. I like how one helped the other, and then the other helped the other. And
it's not just a movie about race; it's also a movie about classism, and and those are issues that are important today as well. Because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding in terms of racial difference and class difference between people and stuff. And maybe you're not this one race, but because you're a certain class, you're looked on lower and too. So and that brings that up. So
so it was a very good movie. So
Well, I want to bring up an honor. This one, I put it on my middle of the road kind of movies because I think technically there's a lot of technical issues with it, but I think it was another important movie that's a must see was The Hate You Give. Yeah, I think, I don't think it was the best made movie, but just the message and what it had to share with people and can kind of open a lot of eyes was so important that I think it should be a movie you see.
Yeah. Now, like I mentioned, I heard it actually on my sports station. They got to talking about movies, and one of the guys who is Hispanic, he talked about the movie. He said, you should go see it. It's called The Hate You Give. And another Hispanic guy was saying, well, I've never even heard of it. What happened?
Another movie that's gone under the radar.
Right. So he tried to explain the movie, but he only explained it in his very just menial position to where, although I could tell he really did like it, it's much more than a girl sees her boyfriend murdered and decides to go and protest about it.
Right, it's way more than that. And it's not even a boyfriend. So,
it's not even a boyfriend.
So, it's so much more than that, so much more layers than that, I would say.
Yes, so much more layers. And the thing is, for those of you who don't think it would do it, it actually looks from, I wouldn't even say two sides, it looks from three sides. And it's a very, very, very good movie. Very insightful.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Makes you think.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to come up with next?
Oh, Crazy Rich Asians.
You want to go Crazy Rich Asians? Okay.
Yeah. I really like the movie.
Yeah.
I especially like the beginning, the way they mixed the way old things were done. And with the new technology.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I really like that. And then the whole story was kind of like the Princess and the Frog or any
kind of romantic comedy kind of setup. And that was my biggest criticism of the movie. I was hoping it would be a less cliched romantic comedy. But lots of good performances, it's another thing that you can push that to the wayside just to know, just to having Asian culture shared with us, a particular brand of Asian culture shared with us. And seeing it on a big screen in a way you haven't before was very special.
Yeah, I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time at the movie. So I'm just...
Yeah. And hey, Michelle Yeoh. That's all I had to say. That's enough for me. Anyway, so Crazy Rich Asians, that was kind of in my middle kind of like good. Yeah, that's on pay-per-view now, so check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. So. And let's see, what do I want to go? Let's go with, I'm still not going to give my top movie pick yet. We're going to wait till... we can wait till the build to suspense. But I'm going to go with Creed 2 as just a very excellent, well-made movie. I had with my tiny minor issues with it, but it's just a really good movie.
Yeah, I think we both had the same issue that we actually really liked the Russian fighters' story,
right?
And thought that they should have gone into that a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
mainly because Creed's story had been told in Creed 1, and it took a little while for it to give an interesting angle and get me engaged into their story arc again.
Right, and I thought
but it did so.
Yeah, and I thought, of course, I'm a big Mustang fan, and they didn't restore the Mustang quite as nice as it should have been, considering the person who did it and how much money he would have, and it would have been perfect. But the last thing is, I want to know what happened to that light.
Oh, you're still talking about that? What was it? The street light? What was it?
Street light.
Okay. The mystery of the street light continues. Please write in if you know what happened to it.
Yes,
okay.
Please, because I want to know.
So I wanted to go on. My top list is very small. I have a lot of kind of like second tier and middle of the road. So why don't you continue on with like what you...
Well, I like Mission Impossible.
Now, which I didn't see, so...
Right. So I like that. I thought it was a very, very well done movie.
Tom Cruise again, and
and I like these action type of movies and stuff like that.
It's been a pretty solid franchise for a long time now. So
I would say go see that. The Girl in the Spider's Web.
Okay, you're putting that on your top list?
Yeah, that's. I would say it's at the bottom of my top list.
Okay.
You know, so I really like that. But again, it's action. Again, it's you might say the underdog goes and says, "Hey, we need this," and then there are twists in the movie.
Okay.
I love twists.
Yeah, I just haven't been, I fell asleep on it. I haven't really been engaged. I haven't really been interested to go back and see what I missed because, like I said, I didn't mention this in our review of it, but it was like they were trying to, she was Batman. She was trying to, the female Batman or something like that. I always check other people's opinions after I do my review of something, and I was like, okay, it doesn't sound like I missed much, really. In terms of it's of the movies I've seen this year, it's probably on the bottom of my list because I didn't see half of it.
Yeah, because I would say, oh yeah, you want to go see that movie. I would not poo-poo the movie.
Okay.
And I thought it was really good. Another movie I liked was that I don't think you saw this one either. A Simple Favor.
No, I haven't seen that.
Very good movie.
Okay.
There's, I think, 4 twists in the movie.
Okay.
And you see one thing coming, and then when it comes, then they go, okay, now we're going to switch it like this. And it's like, whoa, and now she has to do this and this kind, and then, whoa.
Okay,
and then,
so it keeps you...
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes.
Keeps you on your toes. And then even when you're going...
Of course, I thought of Little Richard just then. Yeah. But we'll keep going.
But I really like that one. And The Mule.
The Mule. That's the one that's out with Clint Eastwood's latest one. Which I like Clint Eastwood. Tend to like Clint Eastwood movies. One of my all-time favorite movies is Unforgiven. So I'm sure I haven't caught this one, but I'm sure I'll probably catch it at some point.
Yeah, and it's pretty much what you think it is.
Okay.
He's an old guy. He all of a sudden and the reason why he does some drug running and stuff like this, and he's kind of like, oh, I'm done. And it's like, okay, well, here's how this works, you know. But there's another story arc that runs alongside of it.
Okay.
And then while it's running alongside of it, then they kind of interweave.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, no, this does this and this helps that. And by the end, you're just like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
And then there's one more twist.
Oh, okay.
And then
you love that. Okay, what else you got for me before I get to her? Because some of yours, like you have on kind of a higher list, and I have it kind of ranked a little lower.
Right. So, did you want to talk about our favorites of the number ones?
Our favorites of the number ones?
Yeah.
Well,
or did you want to go
why don't you go through, because you said,
now, we're kind of like on my number 2.
Oh, you're going to your 2s now?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to, because what are you going to go for? Okay.
Well, I was going to go for Halloween.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was a very enjoyable movie. I've been watching the Halloween franchise since we didn't know it was going to become a franchise. Right. And it was very, very
I
good.
really enjoyed the Halloween too. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this Halloween. Surprised, I don't know if it did how it did or anything. I'm always concerned about how stuff does or how other people viewed it. It's hard with something that's a franchise like that for it to your head is sticking out of my head. But it's hard when something for people who've loved it for so long, and if it's not just exactly right according to their imagination, it's just like, oh, that was the worst thing ever. But I really enjoyed it. I don't tend to like horror movies, but this one did make me like peek around a few corners right after saying that. So I have to say it was effective for me.
Yeah, see, I liked it because in this franchise, I think the first 2 Halloweens were just unbelievable.
Okay, yeah.
And then the third
the first
Halloween,
one's definitely considered a classic. So,
yeah,
classic horror. So.
And then the third one actually had nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Oh, okay. Which
and
was,
it's just like,
yeah.
What is this? And then they start to tell you, oh, this Halloween has nothing to do with these two. And it's like, well, then why did you make it?
Yeah. Why did you call it Halloween then?
Right.
Right.
I think 4 and 5, they were more slasher movies. Then they came back with Halloween H2O with Jamie Lee Curtis in it, which of course we know we had a name drop with that. But anyway, which was excellent again. Very well done, stuff like this.
So
and
20
then,
years later.
Yeah.
And
then
now we're doing 40 years later.
Yeah, then they did Rob Zombie did some of them and kind of reimagined him, and it was kind of like, I think they had a chance to tell some other stories from a little bit different angle, but they didn't. I think they kind of dropped the ball on it, but they were okay. But they came back with this one.
Okay, back to
the original.
Back to the original feel, on track kind of things. What the original was about.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Michael Myers was a little different because Michael Myers has a certain walk. Michael Myers has a certain way he fillets his victims, and he has a certain
je ne sais quoi. I
don't know. But this one was he was a little quicker. Even though he's older, he was quicker, and things that happen kind of like, well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
I
saw a twist that was pretty cool.
Okay.
But
we've seen that. We have a review of Halloween 2018 up on our channel, so you can check that out.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go through it again. Well, I'm going to bring up, because I think you have it on your kind of middle pack list, and I have it on mine, is Bohemian Rhapsody, which is a movie that I think there were a lot of problems with, but it was so fun and enjoyable that you really didn't care.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. It had some sad moments in it.
Yeah.
It had some moments where you would laugh. There was some levity in it, but it's the story of
Freddie Mercury, and Queen. So, and it's an uplifting story. It's a little cheesy, but you know what? People like cheese. Who doesn't get extra cheese on stuff?
Yeah.
So I always love the criticism. Oh, that was cheesy. It's like if somebody offered you extra cheese, are you turning that down? No, you're not. No. Anyway, so it was a very enjoyable movie. I'm going to mess you a couple my middle pack ones. Hunter Killer, the submarine drama, I enjoyed. It may not have been the greatest movie, but I had fun with it.
I enjoyed it.
And White Boy Rick, which was probably one of the better ones on my middle of the pack list, but enjoyed that movie as well.
I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
Okay. So what are we going to get on to? Shall we get into superheroes?
Well, first let's...
what do we got? We got
school
some more.
night. Or night school.
Night school. Well, yeah.
Night school. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I think that usually sometimes when you have comedies and stuff like that, and you have a main comedy guy like Kevin Hart, they usually comedies tend to say, okay, here's the idea. Now then you say something, and then we're going to do this, and then you say something else.
But
this one seemed to have a script.
Or something?
Yeah,
okay.
But this one did seem to have a script, and they went along with it, and it was. I thought it was good. Okay. I had fun with it.
It was good. Yeah, I mean, they had some fun moments. They had a really good comedic cast in it. That's what I'd have to say. And then Tiffany Haddish, I'd like to see her do more stuff than. She's starting to repeat the same character, but we'll hope to see her doing more stuff.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see her do some serious stuff.
I think, I just recently saw the movie Game Night on cable, and I didn't realize that came out last year. And as a comedy, it's like I thought that was a better. If we're going for comedies, that was a better comedy than Night School. So Night School dropped down on my list after seeing that.
You know what? I thought they were different kind of comedies.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I have them tied, but I would enjoy seeing them back to back and then back to back again. Okay.
Well, yeah, there's there's comedies now, they have a certain kind of crassness and cruelness to them it's a type of comedy that I'm not a fan of. But I can still enjoy some comedic moments. I did out of both of them, but I just enjoyed Game Night quite a bit more than Night School. So moving on from those, what else you got for me? I don't know. There's a few you've seen you want to mention that I haven't seen at all this year, so I'm just going to let you.
Deadpool 2.
Okay, I haven't seen Deadpool or Deadpool 2.
Okay. Deadpool 2 is very good. Now, as you know, Deadpool 2 is rated R, so it's not for the kiddies. Okay? He does a lot of cursing and a lot of there's a little bit of nudity and some crassness to it. And that's Deadpool. Yeah. If you know the character, and it was very, very good. And then of course they had a lot of action. Yeah. But now, one of the things that you can take the kids to see is Once Upon a Deadpool. Oh, okay. Now here's the thing, they take Fred Savage, who was being read the story
like in Princess Bride. They do it like he did in Princess Bride when he was a kid.
But now he's the exact same way and everything, but now he's a grown-up, and Deadpool is reading him the story of Deadpool 2.
He's in the Peter Falk character.
So it was very good, but what was also good was not just that they kept interrupting and going back to like the Princess Diaries, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, right.
They took out the cursing.
Yeah. So you can take your kiddies to this one.
Yeah, and the thing is, the movie doesn't lose anything. It's incredible.
Okay, that's
good. The movie doesn't lose
Yeah.
anything, and I really enjoyed it. I almost say, in a way, I enjoyed it more than Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 1?
Deadpool 2.
Oh, the actual Deadpool 2. Yeah,
right.
Okay.
Because this is Deadpool 2, the exact same movie. Yeah. Just take out that. And if you did see Deadpool 2, you know that there is a little bit of nudity in it. And what they did, they didn't take it out, but they speckled it, or
they kind of pixelated it.
They pixelated it. Okay. There you go. Okay. And it was just as funny. Okay. So all right. So I have some honorable mentions. I don't know unless you have some more. You want? Happytime Murders. Okay. I really enjoyed it.
You really did, because it's like
it's the Muppets on steroids, rated R. Yeah. This close to rated X. Yeah. So
I haven't seen it. Name drop. I kind of work near the offices of the guy, Brian Henson, who directed it and stuff, and I've done some work for him in a capacity, so I won't say what. But
it's a really cool place, because I've been there a couple of times as a guest. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But that one I haven't seen, but I know they have a live show called Puppet Up, where it's like the Muppet type characters, and they're a lot more vulgar and crap. It is pretty funny though. I mean, for someone who doesn't generally like vulgar and crap, that show is pretty hilarious. So the live show they do. They tour around the country from time to time, so you can check that out. Or if you want to check out Happytime Murders, it's out on video, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, now you didn't see that movie Ken?
No, I didn't. Saw the previews.
Very good. Yeah. Very good. Actually, a very good movie. It didn't do well. Yeah. It is produced by Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Killmonger himself and Creed. Adonis Creed, yeah.
And
great actor.
Yeah, and although it's his movie, he tends to stay out of it for 99% of the movie.
Oh, he appears in it?
Yeah, he does appear in it. So
there's a surprise. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. But ladies, he keeps his clothes on.
He keeps his shirt on.
But it's a very good movie. But I would say definitely see it someplace.
Okay.
Because you want to see it because there's definitely going to be a Kin 2 and possibly a Kin 3. So you need to know the story. You need to know what's happening.
Okay. Well, yeah, that one, it's like one of those movies that lots of movies kind of slip through, the box office, and then you catch later, and it's like, wow, this was a good movie. What happened? Why didn't I see that before? Right. So.
And Equalizer 2.
Oh, okay, that just came out. Is that with Denzel Washington?
Denzel Washington. Okay. He reprises his role as the Equalizer. I think it's actually a more thoughtful movie than the first one.
Okay.
It's a little bit better written, but in that it becomes a little slower.
Okay. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I had a good time with the movie.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just going to name a couple. I've already talked about Game Night. These are things that I ended up catching on cable that ended up being really good. Love, Simon was a good little romantic comedy, very unique, and really puts you in the position of cheering for this kid in a way, and rooting for him to find love in his life in a way you wouldn't have imagined. And I think it's an important movie for, people to see. Also, Isle of Dogs, which I didn't quite get to see all the way through, but it's such a unique animated movie. I recommend checking it out. It's one of those things. Whenever I try to watch something at home, there's just too many interruptions for me that I don't, I have to go do something, do this, do that, that I don't get. But that one, wow, and that's a Wes Anderson movie, and he's, one of our top filmmakers, so you can imagine but I was really impressed with that. All right.
So, how about some of our superhero movies?
Let's get to our superhero movies. Okay. How would we get to what's your least favorite to most favorite, or you want to go, what do you want to do?
Well, actually, my least favorite superhero movie, I want to go see again because I can't believe that I didn't like it so much. Okay. And that was Aquaman.
Yeah, which we just reviewed maybe about a week ago. So now I have Aquaman low on my list, only not because I didn't enjoy it, because I did. I enjoyed it more than you, but because it's probably I've only seen about 4 superhero movies this year, and the other 3 were just a bit better. That's all.
Yeah, and Jason takes his shirt off.
And Jason takes his shirt off. Well, I mean, for special effects, probably the best special effects this year I've seen is Aquaman.
Definitely.
So I would, it could have won higher on my list, just in general, just for that and stuff. And then I had a good time with the movie. So. Yeah.
But now there was somebody who talked to me and they said that they didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Which I I like it better than you, And but one of the things is they said they knew that it wasn't going to be a good movie when they took a little more than a year with just the special effects. Okay. Which my mouth just flew open because I thought it's underwater.
Yeah, that's a very complicated world to create. Complicated. So them taking an extra year, I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah. And
do that. Yeah.
I thought they did a phenomenal. I thought they did phenomenal with the special effects with the water scenes. Yeah. They were absolutely flawless to me.
Yeah. I say that. I had started, another movie I got interrupted with was Ready Player One, which has some great special effects in it too, but I still haven't had a chance to sit down and see that all the way through.
Yes, which I haven't been able to see it either.
Yeah, it's on HBO right now, but I think I want to check that out because it's Spielberg who's done a lot of serious movies lately that I was kind of surprised he went back to more of his early day fun movies with this one. So let's go. And so that's not a superhero movie. That's going. So what's next on your list?
Let me see. I really liked Venom.
I loved Venom. Yeah. And I think I have Venom kind of edging out another big superhero movie for me, mainly because I didn't see this other movie in the movie theater. I only got to see it on pay-per-view on a smaller screen, so the effect of it was lost for me because of that. But Venom, I had a good time. Not a flawless movie. I think it has some weak parts, but the strong parts are so much fun that I think outweigh it. It's probably one of the most fun I had this year at the movies.
Yeah, the only criticism I heard of the movie, I almost immediately told the people, they answered that.
Okay.
They answered all those questions.
All the questions they had.
You need to listen. You need to listen. You need to pay attention because the movie goes over that.
Yeah.
But one of those was that Spider-Man's not in it.
Right.
Spoiler alert, Spider-Man's not in Venom. Why? It's called Venom, not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man meets Venom or Venom meets Spider-Man. Right.
And, so they get you talking about, well, when Venom meets Spider-Man, this and that happens. I said, yeah, so that will probably happen in the next movie or something like that.
Right now, it takes place in a completely different city, and the origins of it are in a completely different city than Spider-Man lives in. So to expect him to be in that city is kind of ridiculous. Unless he's traveling for some reason.
So I thought Venom was an excellent acted movie.
Yes.
Edited movie. There wasn't a whole lot of cinematography to really think of. They didn't go that route, which they didn't have to. There's a romantic type of thing.
The romantic at first, the romantic story didn't work for me, and then they pulled it off at the end. Those characters worked for me.
Right. Yeah. So I really like the movie. I love the movie.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's for me, the weak points, I thought the villain being this Elon Musk type of thing wasn't really well executed, and the special effects are not very great. So but everything else was so much fun that I just had a lot of fun with that movie, and it's on pay-per-view now, and my mom wants to see it, and I can't wait to pay-per-view it for her. So, and my mom's cool because she loves superhero movies and sci-fi. Okay.
So now there was one that you didn't see in the theater. Okay. But you saw.
I didn't see Avengers Infinity War in the theater. I only saw it on TV, and when I watch stuff at home, I get interrupted, so it's hard for me to really sit down and take something in. But I definitely enjoyed the movie a lot. I kind of knew something major. I knew kind of what happened in the end, but not who it happened to. So I was spoiled a little bit, and I think a lot of these elements I didn't get to have that full impact on me that I know I would have rated it higher if I did.
Yeah, see, I saw it in the theater, I think 4 or 5 times, maybe 6. But anyway, I thought it was an excellent movie. I like seeing it on the big screen because whenever you have explosions and some of the things that were happening, you really need to see it on the big screen.
Right.
I think you need to see it on the big screen when you see Thanos so that you can see his girl.
His imposing he's just seeing it on, we got a pretty nice sized TV, but it's still not the same as seeing something in a movie theater. It's just not.
It's almost like the opening scene of the original Star Wars when the ship flies over your head.
Exactly.
It's like, whoa, you really think it happened.
You're feeling the rumbling, and you're
So, I think you really want to see it there. But it's something that now you can go ahead and watch it on your TV.
I think it's on Netflix at this point. I think you can. So, if you haven't seen Infinity Wars, and I'm sure a few of you haven't, so check it out. So, leading to number 1, or do you have any more superhero movies? I only have one more.
We have Black Panther.
Well, that's, Black Panther's on the top of my list.
Yeah.
And
I thought cinematography was good. The colors were just out of this world. They did really tell his story right. Yeah. The way Stan Lee had presented it. I like the interaction or the different actions with Killmonger and Black Panther and their ideas, because their ideas seem to be more of a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King kind of thing, to whereas here's how I think we can take care of it peacefully. Right. While the other one is saying, no,
by any means necessary.
Exactly.
Malcolm X,
So that was,
that's Black Panther. It's my feelings about it. It's not, in a way, it's not a great movie. It's a good superhero movie. It's not a great superhero movie. It does it's a typical superhero movie, but what it has to say about Black culture, and what it has to speak to us, and what it has to show to the rest of the world about Black culture, is what really elevates it. I mean, and making you proud of the culture. So, and it just, all of those things just really elevates this movie to a lot of. And like you said, comparing Malcolm X to Martin Luther King in terms of their philosophies, and they have the whole thing, Africans and African Americans, and how that there's a whole difference there. And I think that difference is displayed in Crazy Rich Asians as well, among the Asian Americans and Asians who are from Asia or China particularly, and that's why that movie is important. So so there's a lot of these elements. I mean, great villain. Great, like I said, great characters, great. My biggest, again, the CGI was a little dodgy in certain areas, but just an enjoyable movie, and just it made you feel so good seeing that movie.
It was definitely a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
I see that it is up for an award.
Is it Golden Globe?
No, for Academy, I believe.
They haven't released Academy.
Oh, they haven't. Okay, then it must be Golden Globe.
Yeah.
I don't think it will win. I'm not sure if it even should win.
Yeah, I'm thinking if it does win, it'll be because they're trying to kind of appease a lot of people.
Yeah, and I really hate to see that.
Earning it and stuff. So.
Because I thought Malcolm X should have won. Yeah. The Academy Award for Best Picture, and Denzel should have won for Best Actor. Okay. In that movie, but they didn't, and they decided.
Sometimes they tried to award people kind of later for earlier work.
And they did that for Training Day. They gave him Best Actor.
When they should have given, this is the award. No. This is the award we should have gave you for Malcolm X. But here you go.
Yeah, and it's like I don't like that.
Yeah.
So
it's
almost kind of like in sports when a referee makes a makeup call, and it's like, no, do the right thing. Come on, let's
if this movie should get nominations for Michael B. Jordan and for definitely costume design, and you want some you want to get in on some of those costume designs, some of the work you did for Black Panther.
For Black Panther, I helped out with some of the costuming. Yeah. Well, I should say more
the props. Yeah, you did some
because
some of the prop work. Some not
the
used.
Hand cannons. That Sherry uses. Yeah. And a couple of shields that I didn't even see in the movie. So maybe they read in the background or they didn't use them, and that happened.
So Black Panther probably our top superhero movie this year.
Yes.
For me, anyway. Did you have any other ones you wanted to mention?
No, but you know what? I did want to mention one movie that we didn't mention yet, and it's not really a superhero movie. Okay. But it's A Quiet Place.
Okay. I didn't see that, but from hearing what you had to say about it and what some others had, I wanted to catch that. I have to, catch it online somewhere or something.
It's a thoughtful movie when you find out what this whole thing is all about. You can understand and see it.
Yeah, I know like some basics of it. That's like, oh, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah. And the thing is that exact same concept that makes the title and the movie A Quiet Place what it is. You find out the twist and you go, that makes sense. Okay. And I love a movie that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So the only thing I have left is my top movie of the year, my favorite movie that I've had, and shall we go to that? Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay.
I agree.
My favorite movie this year was Bad Times at the El Royale. You know,
Yes.
I love this movie. I loved it on a technical level, and I loved it on an enjoyment level, which is there are other movies that I enjoy technically, but not so much on a personal level, and other movies that I enjoy a lot personally, but not on a technical level. And this one really met both.
Right.
So I just thought it was a really clever movie. And it didn't. Another one that kind of slipped through the theaters that I'm happy I saw it on the big screen, and I think you should check it out and let me know what you think. You know.
Yeah, I really loved it. I think they only had one or two parts where they had the ability to do a cinematography type of thing, and they did it, and they did it well.
Yeah. Best camera, best scenes. Well, there's a couple scenes in Widows that were incredible, and some scenes in this that are just really my favorite scenes in the movies this year.
Yeah, and as they told the story, they told it at this level,
right?
But then there was another story right here, right under it that you can see, and then they did another story right there, and it was.
It's a very multi-layered movie, and great acting performances. And I think probably the biggest criticism of this movie is a lot of people think tries to be too clever. It's trying to be too clever in terms of the storytelling. And I like stuff like that, so I don't mind it. Or it's too much of a Tarantino derivative, which I don't think it's that much of a Tarantino derivative. Just in the way it does chapters is pretty much the most Tarantino thing they do. And interweaving. Well, I can see that, but I think it's its own unique thing. Enough of its own unique thing to pull it off.
Well, I'll tell you, I stayed after the movie because I said, "Oh, Tarantino did this movie."
Oh.
And then I looked and I said, no, he didn't.
Right.
And I guess in a way it even made me like it even more because here was a director who most likely had Tarantino's influence.
Yeah.
And then they not only shot the movie from one way, then they shot it from another way, and I don't mean
they shot it from different character perspectives, basically.
Yeah, and they did a wonderful job.
Which Tarantino does, but like I said, I think this guy was able to take that influence and put his own spin on it in his own voice, in his own voice, which is very hard to do. You know, it's hard to rip off Tarantino to copy him anyway. So you know,
and I think they probably had one of the best villains ever.
Oh, he was pretty good.
Yeah. It was. He was very Manson-esque.
Yeah, he was.
You know,
he was. Yeah, and you wanted Chris Hemsworth.
Yes.
I mean, just everybody in this movie was great and surprisingly great. Like to see him in this, and just everybody. I think my all-star actress this year who's been in a couple movies and were great in them was Cynthia Erivo, who was in this and also in Widows. And for you have any standout actors you had this year?
Ooh,
we didn't think about this.
I think she's one of them.
Right.
Wow. God, you know.
Well, you got Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. I have to throw in there.
Yeah. Now
performances.
Now here's the thing.
Michael B. Jordan.
I very, very much before A Star Is Born. Bradley Cooper was probably the only reason I didn't want to see it because I've seen him in other things.
Yeah.
And I didn't like him.
Yeah.
But he's actually a villain of sorts in a lot of things.
In some way,
I had to think that, but that means he's good. He's very good because
it's a complicated
he made
character,
me not like him, and so that means he's a very good actor. He's an excellent actor, and when I saw him in this. he did an excellent job in performing as the actor. Mm-hmm. He did a phenomenal job as the director.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. Yeah. You know, I'm thinking of BlackkKlansman. God, I'm thinking Denzel Washington's son. I'm ashamed I can't remember his name, but he was great in that, and
it's
great performances.
Washington.
Someone from Washington. Elizabeth Debicki in Widows, who was really great in that, and yeah, there was a lot of good performances this year. So
yeah, I think this year there was
some of the people in The Hate You Give.
Yeah,
were fantastic. So.
Oh yeah, I think there was a lot of good
Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody
pieces that people were able to really sink their teeth into and show their acting chops.
Yeah, lots of good performances. So that's it for me for the movies for 2018, the ones I saw. Unless we want to mention Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I did see that.
Go ahead.
Which was, I thought it was okay. You know, I was kind of okay. I kind of enjoyed it, but it's before we started doing movie reviews, and I hadn't really sat down and really thought about movies. Like, what did I enjoy? What didn't I enjoy? What kind of bugged me? And after seeing this movie and reading what other people said, is like they took the most interesting character in Star Wars and made him the least interesting character in his own solo movie, which is, I was like, that's pretty accurate.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was, I don't know. As a curiosity factor, you might want to check that out, but it seems to have derailed Disney's plans for doing a Star Wars movie every year, and that's probably a good idea. I think they should just concentrate on the big ones and leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I think because it is Disney, they're going to do it anyway because it's going to make money. And that's just it.
We'll see.
You know, just like Iron Man 3 made over $1 billion. Probably the actual worst movie ever. And
he's called the worst movie ever.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It's terrible. Terrible.
But you love Iron Man.
Yeah, and this is it was terrible. He dances to Christmas music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work out.
Yeah, and usually, you know, the first thing you're waiting on is, is that good rock and
the AC/DC.
Oh man, and there's none of it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
it's Iron Man. You got to have the iron in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Quickly, I love the Predator movie.
The Predator.
The very first
Predator, though.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But this year's Predator, which I didn't see.
It was.
Peter says it's trash, though.
Yeah.
Skip that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to see it. But you might want to see it only because they're going to make 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
So you might want to just to see that. But it's bad. But it's like they didn't do certain things at the right time. Because there is a certain part where I just wanted to jump up early in the movie, way earlier than the regular Predator, but I wanted to jump up and say, "Get to the chopper!"
Okay.
But that part is in the movie, at least them saying that.
Okay.
But they add an S to it, and it works.
Okay.
Okay, it works.
Gets to the chopper. I
Yeah.
don't know which that's anyway. So we're going over our worst list then. So.
Yeah, and I didn't like Meg.
You didn't like Meg, the shark movie, and why you would make any shark movie after the original Jaws? You're just an idiot. Sorry, that's one of the best movies ever. So
don't
didn't like
don't
Meg.
do it.
So low on my list of the ones we reviewed this year, and since I didn't see much outside of what we reviewed, was Peppermint. Could have been a better movie. Had some worthy qualities, but just all in all, I just thought it wasn't that great a movie.
I kind of liked it. I felt that I didn't waste my money.
Okay.
But it was just like, okay, I don't need to see it again.
Right. Jennifer Garner deserves better than that. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about Red Sparrow? Which I've just seen. You saw in the movie theater. I've just seen on video. I thought it was okay. It was. I'm glad I didn't see it in the theater. It was better that for a rental. That wasn't a bad way to kill an afternoon, basically.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, the way it developed and everything else, it was like, okay, next, please, come on.
Okay.
Then when it got to going, you go, okay, I get it. And then in between each nice, here we go, then it just lulled again. And, but at the end, a nice twist, and okay, here we go. But it was kind of like, okay.
Why we discussed is like, why not just make a Black Widow movie?
Yes, and that's what they should have done.
Which, I would have been way more interested in a Black Widow movie than this.
Yeah, because the premise was sort of what Black Widow has been suggesting her life was, but they decided to make a Red Sparrow movie, and it didn't quite have the same. Because you didn't love the character,
right? I didn't have the built-in interest, and it wasn't able to. Because a movie doesn't have to have built-in interest. They can make a character interesting, or actor can make a performance interesting, or a combination of things. And this one just didn't quite do it.
Yeah.
It's like, so it was just.
And I like her.
Yeah.
As an actor.
Jennifer Lawrence, but I think she's getting to a point. Maybe she was dialing this one in a bit.
Could have been, because that's what it felt like. But then again, was that the character?
Don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I haven't thought about it that much. So anyway, shall we wrap up 2018? The movies for this year, Heroes Character Rental Service. That's 2018, and we out till next year.
Yeah, we are out. But hey, if you get a chance, if you're having a party for some of the little ones, give us a call.
Los Angeles area, you need a superhero for your party. Heroes Character Rental Service with our heroesforparty.com. And we'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Yeah.